On campus, it's a study day as the Temple Owls flew away back home for the first time in over a month, trying to remain undefeated at the Liacouras Center as they take on Division II Holy Family Tigers. A pleasant evening and welcome into WHIP Radio, everyone. My name is Hayden Bandel, and today we have you covered for the 9th game of the season for the Temple Owls, which means that will be the last one that Lynn Greer III will miss. Greer III, of course, was suspended by the NCAA for violating its gambling rules violation last season. And for Temple, they're just trying to get back into the win column, losing the last 2 games, both to Philadelphia schools, and now they're playing another Philadelphia school tonight. Holy Family just made the trip, about 25-minute drive down I-95 to take on the Temple Owls. And so for Temple, the last 2 losses coming to the 2 Philadelphia schools in LaSalle against their former head coach, Fran Dunphy, and then, of course, the Big 5 Classic third-place game at Wells Fargo Center event against Villanova, where they suffered their worst loss under second-year head coach Adam Fisher, a 29-point whooping that really never saw Temple get going. Eric Dixon hit a hook shot to start the game, put Villanova up 2-0. Steve Settle answered 2-2. Villanova took the lead at 4-2, and they never looked back from then. Temple never led in their previous game against the Wildcats. Tonight should be a completely different story as we look into both teams, because Temple averaging 77 points per game on 45% shooting, 33% beyond the arc, and 69% from the charity stripe. For Holy Family, they are a team that struggles to shoot the 3 beyond the arc, and we'll get into that as they only shoot it at 23%, which is the worst field goal percentage from downtown in all of Division II college basketball. Their opponents, on the other hand, from the floor in general, shoot it at 34%. Now they hold their opponents to the worst field goal percentage in all of Division II college basketball, and of course that's something that Temple struggled at. But one person that has not done that is Jamal Mashburn Jr. Transfer coming over from New Mexico, shooting it from beyond the arc at 51%, which is unlike anything that he has ever done. He's the 9th leading scorer in the country coming into tonight, and he should be all but a problem for Holy Family and their defense. And we look at the Holy Family side, Terry Kettner is going to be the name to watch out on. He's going to run the 5 tonight for the Tigers, transferred in from Division I Albany, and he is the son of the former UMass center and, of course, Roman Catholic star Larry Kettner. But Kettner has just been pure domination for Holy Family. He's started in every game, leads the team in points and rebounds along with steals, 15.9 points per game on 66% shooting, averaging 8 rebounds, and also has 10 steals in 8 games for the Tigers. And Quante Berry, who has been Temple's main primary ball handler for Adam Fisher's squad, missed last game after starting in the first 7 for Temple with a right hand injury. Berry was warming up, and he is going to start tonight, or excuse me, he is expected to play tonight for Adam Fisher's squad. He was warming up pregame. 2 notables that were not warming up for Temple is the Penn State transfer and guard Jameel Brown, along with Shane Dezzoni. So Temple 2 guards looks like potentially out tonight. For Quante Berry, he did have his right wrist wrapped up, so we'll see if he is going to try and give it a go. He was shooting pregame for Temple, and we'll see how things develop for Quante Berry as this game kind of gets to its point. But with Temple just trying to get back into the win column, back home at Liacouras Center on a study day, so all the guys had a lot of time to rest in today and try and improve their 2-0 record on this Liacouras Center floor. They haven't been here in a very long time. As I mentioned, over a month ago, their last home game was against Drexel. That was when Temple played its first Big Five game against the Dragons before falling to LaSalle, a 69-61 victory over Drexel, but that was a while ago. And so just trying to get back adjusted into their own beds, into their own facilities here at Temple. And for the Owls, they are just trying to get back in that win column, as we mentioned. 2 straight losses, just trying to get more scoring, though, because I think that's going to be the key to tonight's game. In their last one against Villanova, their first 21 points, 19 of them were scored by one only, Jamal Mashburn and Steve Settle. So the 2 best scorers for Temple had 19 of their first 21 points. Should expect a different story tonight, but especially as the Owls get down and deeper into conference play. And we do have tonight's starting lineups from both sides of the floor. And for Temple, the one notice that is in there is Aiden Tobiasen. That's right, the freshman played a lot of minutes in the loss against Villanova. He is going to be making his first career start for Temple to go along with Zion Stanford, Jamal Mashburn Jr., Steve Settle, and Babatunde Dorodola. So Shane Dezzoni, who has been starting recently for Temple, is not starting today. We'll see if he even suits up for the Owls and gets on the floor. For the Holy Family Tigers, they're rocking with the same starting lineup they've had the past 3 games, which is going to be run by Shields to go along with Jet, Kettner, Holmes, and Corsi for the Tigers. Temple in their home cherry and white jersey that read Temple across the chest. Holy Family in their road jerseys with light blue that say Holy Family across from it. Jump ball, we're underway here at Liacouras Center. The ball trickled out of bounds, and the officials say it's off of Holy Family, and the Owls will start. Aiden Tobiasen gets the inbound pass from Steve Settle. Temple moving from right to left in this first half. Dorodola down low, and he gets the bucket to go. Babatunde Dorodola with the first shot of the night, and Temple comes out defensively in a full court press. Jamal Mashburn Jr. pressing Ryan Holmes, the starting guard. Holmes gets it over to the near side wing. Now swing it down low. Here is Kettner. Kettner working on Dorodola down low, and the hook shot goes with the left hand from Terry Kettner. Mentioned him in the opening. He's the leading scorer for Holy Family. Tobiasen bringing the ball up for Temple. Gets it to Stanford, who hands it off for Mashburn. Jamal Mashburn Jr. pull-up jumper, hits off the front of the rim and bounces off, and rebounded by Jason Shields. Shields gets it over for Omar and Jet, who gets it down low again for Kettner. 4 quick points for Kettner, and Holy Family has a 4-2 advantage, just a minute gone by. Tobiasen, he'll pull the trigger on the 3, and it goes off the back of the iron, rebounded by Holy Family. Quickly pushing it up the floor is Omarion Jet. Will now slow it down at the top of the key. Now feeds Kettner down low. Kettner working on Dorodola. His pass is intercepted by Tobiasen. Tobiasen running up the floor, putting it up from a layup, no good, and rebounded by Shields. Quick outlet pass, and the layup, good contest there by Babatunde Dorodola, as Shields was going up with it quickly, and a whistle blows. And the foul is on Dorodola. That is his first, and that's going to send Najee Corsi to the charity stripe. Corsi this season shooting it from the free throw line at just 59%, but his first free throw is good. And we're going to see a quick substitution here after Dorodola took the foul. Elijah Gray will come in to spell for him. Gray, the junior out of Toronto. And the second free throw is up and good for Corsi. 6-2 Holy Family lead. Tobiasen running the point guard for Temple. Tobiasen gets a screen to his left from Gray, uses it, attacks and kicks it out to Zion Stanford in the corner. 4-3 is good. First 3-point bucket of the night for the Owls to put them within 1. Jason Shields at the top of the key gives it over for Jet. for Corsi. Swing it over for Shields, Jason Shields. Bounce pass over for Jet. Jet takes one dribble, gives it up for Corsi. Corsi driving it down low, and he's denied by Zion Stanford. Stanford pushing it up the floor himself with the left hand. Oh, he found a great cutting Tobiasen in for two, and Temple has its first lead of the game, 7-6. Really good job there by Zion Stanford to recognize there was about 3 Tigers swirling on top of him, and he was able to find Tobiasen, who was easily able to lay it in. Ryan Holmes at the top of the key gets it up for Kettner. Kettner swings it to the near side corner. Now driving baseline. Gets it back over for Kettner, and his shot hits off the backboard and rebounded by Steve Settle III. Settle gets it over for Tobiasen as the Owls cross half court. Zion Stanford at the top of the key. Stanford thought about a 3, gives it over for Elijah Gray. He'll take the shot and he'll hit it as he has a word for the Holy Family bench. 10-6 lead, good pass and decision by Tobiasen. Gray was wide open on that 3-point mark. Again, Kettner down low, being guarded by Gray. Shields gives it back to Kettner. Kettner working on Elijah Gray, and a jump ball. Great defense by Elijah Gray, and he's been superb on the defensive end. We saw it last game guarding one of the best players in the country in Eric Dixon. He even pulled the chair from him on one possession in the second half, and he's showing his defensive mortality here tonight early on. 10-6 Temple advantage. Holy Family retains possession, now driving in, swings it over for Kettner, and that time it's Settle on the rejection, getting Kettner from behind, leaving just 4 seconds on the shot clock. 16-15 here in the first half. Holy Family going to inbound underneath their own basket to the right side. Get it in for Shields. Shields has to shoot it. Does he? No, I don't think he does. He just got it off in time, and it's an air ball. And Temple will take over. An air ball from Shields. Temple on an 8-0 run over the last 2 minutes. Jamal Mashburn will now take the ball up. Holy Family has missed its last 5 shots from the field. Mashburn gets it over for Settle. Steve Settle driving in on the near side towards the baseline. Now gives it back up. Good ball movement displayed by the Owls. Settle for the 3rd time swings it over to Mashburn. Shot no good. And a foul called on the floor against Holy Family. And that will take us to our first break of the game. It's Temple up 10-6. Welcome back into the Liacouras Center. Temple up 10-6 after a foul call. They inbound it on their own, underneath their own basket. Aiden Tobias in with the ball top of the key. Gets it down for Stanford. Zion Stanford fading away from the free throw line. His jumper is good. 10-0 Temple run. Jamal Mashburn Jr. guarding Ryan Holmes. Holmes, the senior out of Philadelphia, where a couple of Holy Family's players come from. All from the area on the Division II roster. There's a three lined up by Najee Corsi. Corsi with his first three-point bucket of the night, and that ends the 10-0 Temple run. Elijah Gray trying to start a new run, and he gets it going. Gray's second three of the night, and gives Temple a 15-9 advantage. Elijah Gray, a great start to the night, averaging just 6 points, and he has 6 points here only 5 minutes in to the contest. Steve Settle now after Temple got a stop. Gray, heat check. He couldn't get it off the front of the rim for Elijah Gray. Rebounded by Holy Family, taking up the court. Holmes gets it down low for Kettner. Kettner has 4 points early on, and he draws a foul. That will send Kettner to the charity stripe for the first time tonight. That's Gray's first foul. Temple up by 6 points, 5.5 minutes gone by here in the first half. Kettner from the free throw line this season, just shooting it at a 43% rate. As the Temple crowd tries to harp into him even more, and his first one is off the back of the iron, no good. And we'll get our first substitutions for Holy Family. Carrington Wallace comes in off the bench to go along with C.J. Mundell, the freshman out of Summerdale, New Jersey. Holy Family represents just 3 states. New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania is where everyone on their roster comes from, as the second free throw from Kettner is no good, so misses a pair, and Temple comes away with it. Quante Berry in the game now for the Owls, so returning from his right hand injury, and he looks just right, banking it off with the opposite hand on the opposite side for Quante Berry, number 0 with his first bucket of the night. 17-9 Temple advantage. Jason Shields, top of the key for Mundell, who just checked in. C.J. Mundell swings it over for Wallace. Wallace gets it down low for Kettner. Kettner with the left hand over Elijah Gray. Kettner's got 6 of Holy Family's 11. 6-point Temple advantage. Good pass down low again for Quante Berry. First he went on the left side, now he goes on the right side. And a quick 4 points for the redshirt sophomore. Here's Shields driving in, now he takes a step back. Top of the key for Wallace. Wallace, stolen by Quante Berry. Has a whole lane to himself, and he throws it down. Quante Berry, a 6-0 run for himself. Timeout, Holy Family. And holy cow, Quante Berry. Are we sure that that right hand was hurt? Because he looks fine using it. Just 3 quick baskets for Quante Berry, just about 2 minutes after he checked in, even if that. That forces Ryan Hay to call his first timeout of the half. Ryan Hay in his 6th season, technically his 5th, because the 2021 season was canceled at the Division II level due to COVID-19. Hay, in the 5 seasons that have been played, including this one, has posted a 43-75 record. They played their conference games in the CACC. For Adam Fisher and the Temple Owls that he's led, they are in his 2nd season under him. Came over as an assistant from Penn State, and he has posted a 20-24 record since the beginning of last year when he came to North Broad. And now Holy Family inbounds at Temple, still applying a lot of pressure. It's Stanford, Settle, Dorodola, Berry, and Tobias in the 5 on the floor for the Owls. Shields, Mundell, Jett, Wallace, and Kettner round out the rest for Holy Family. Here is Jet. Jet on the far side wing being guarded by Settle. Gets it over for Shields. Jason Shields, his first three and shot of the night is good. And that makes it a touchdown for Holy Family. 21-14 Owls lead. Dorodola down low working Wallace. Carrington Wallace, another one of those Philadelphia guys on Holy Family's roster, and he just fouled Babatunde Dorodola. Dorodola, the freshman from Canada, Toronto to be specific. And he is going to head to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Dorodola this season for Temple is shooting it at an 81% clip, which is the most or the best percentage by any Owl that has at least 10 free throw attempts or more. As he hits the first one, Jamal Mashburn Jr. is going to check in for Zion Stanford. And Ryan Holmes comes back in. Omarion Jet will jet over to the bench. Here's the second free throw coming up for Dorodola. Just about 7.5 minutes gone by here in the first half. Temple up 23-9. Inbound pass for Holmes, Ryan Holmes. He's one of those Philadelphia guys. Holmes gets it over for Mundell. Mundell swings it over for Shields, Jason Shields. Driving in on Steve Settle, kicks it out to the corner. This is Vernon Johnson, and that shot's no good. First shot attempt of the night off the bench for Johnson, and goes out of bounds, but off of Temple. And so Mundell's going to inbound it underneath his own basket. Mundell, good inbounds pass right under the paint, and that shot is denied. Quante Berry got the best of Carrington Wallace. Second time tonight that we've seen an Owl swoop in from behind the basket of Holy Family and block the shot. Top of the key for Vernon Johnson, the 6-foot guard, gets it over for Shields. Shields driving in, he lost his footing, but he also got fouled by Quante Berry. That's going to be his first. And excuse me, the foul is actually going to be on Tobiasen. So scratch that foul off of Berry. It goes on Tobiasen, which is his first foul. Dylan Batee checks in for the first time tonight as Dorodola will head over to the bench. Holy Family gets a reset on the shot clock at 20 as they inbound it for Vernon Johnson. Johnson gets it in for Shields. Shot fake, had Berry jumping now, driving in, kicking it out. Wallace, he puts up a three off the front of the rim, rebounded by Berry. He's quickly going to the other side. Gets it over for Mashburn. Jamal Mashburn couldn't finish, but Dylan Batee is there to finish it up. Count the basket and the foul. I believe Mashburn was fouled. We'll see if they count the basket for Batee, who stuffed it down on the top of the rim when we come back here on WHIP. Temple up by 9. Over 8 minutes gone by here in the first half. So they did not count the basket for Dylan Battie. A foul was called on Jamal Mashburn driving to the bucket, where Battie kind of finished everything up. So Jamal Mashburn Jr. will head to the free throw line, take the bucket off for Battie, as Mashburn looking for his first points of the evening. Jamal Mashburn Jr., the leading scorer for Temple, shooting it from the free throw line at 69% this season, but makes the first one here to give the Owls their first double-digit lead over Division II Holy Family. Mashburn misses on the second one, and flying in for the rebound is C.J. Mundell, the freshman guard. Carrington Wallace at the top of the key. Coming over to the near side, hands it off for Wallace, or excuse me, that's Ryan Holmes. And passed down low, it's intercepted by Quante Berry. He gets it for Tobiasen. Tobiasen goes up with the right hand, and he gets fouled. So Aiden Tobiasen will head to the free throw line for the first time tonight. He's already got 2 points. Tobiasen had 5 steals against Villanova in just about 10 minutes of run. So really was making his presence felt on the defensive end and was just hustling everywhere on the floor in that loss as he missed the first end of the free throw. Tobiasen now 0 for 2 from the free throw line in his freshman season. See if he can make his first free throw on this next attempt. Tobiasen does get that one to go. 25-14 Temple advantage. As Wallace going to inbound it. Temple in a 1-2-1 full court press here. And they're going to force a turnover out of it. Vernon Johnson flew in out of bounds after he tried to catch the pass. And Adam Fisher's full court press works out there. Temple gets a turnover caused by Holy Family, a team that turns it over 14 times per game. Jamal Mashburn Jr. gets it to the top of the key for Steve Settle. Settle being guarded by Wallace. Gives it back to Mashburn. Mashburn driving in. Quante Berry, quick three. No good. Aiden Tobiasen, offensive rebound, and he just taps it right back in. Aiden Tobiasen making his presence felt on the offensive side of the glass. Did a great job of just sticking with the play. Now here's Jet. Driving in, kick it out. It's a long two. No good. Offensive rebound, and it was Kettner fighting for it. It went out of bounds after the missed three from Wallace. And Holy Family stays with it. Jason Shields now quickly running over to the scorer's table to check back in. He'll replace Wallace, who just missed the three-point ball. Wallace now 0 for 3 from the field. Johnson inbounds it to Shields. Shields being guarded by Settle, reaches a couple times with his left hand. Unable to get it. Tobiasen nearly came away with another steal. It's out of bounds, though. Off of Omarion Jet. Tobiasen got him to go out of bounds running after the ball. 2 straight turnovers on back-to-back possessions caused by the Owls and their hustle defense. Tobiasen just did a great job getting his hand on the ball, and by the time Jet got to it, he was already standing out of bounds. Barry lobs it up for Battie. He was unable to come down with the Joe, just a little bit too high, as Steve Settle denies it on the other end. Ryan Holmes gets rejected. Quante Berry on the other end, able to finish with the right hand, and Temple doing their thing, starting to run away with it, and Holy Family just turned it over again. Ryan Holmes was looking for Terry Kettner, who wasn't even looking at the ball, and Temple takes over. Zion Stanford comes back in for Steve Settle. We'll see how deep Adam Fisher gets into his bench tonight. Obviously, against this Division II rival, Temple is expected to kind of pour things on with the talent gap in between the two teams. Batiste sets a screen for Mashburn. He'll heave it from downtown, almost coming to a squatting position before knocking it down. 32-14, Temple lead halfway through here in the first half. Holmes gives it back for Johnson. Johnson down low, feeds Kettner. Kettner able to lay it in. Terry Kettner. He's been the only factor for Holy Family offensively. He's got half of their points. Jamal Mashburn Jr. driving in, and a blocking foul called on Vernon Johnson. That'll send Jamal Mashburn to the free throw line for the second time today, as Elijah Gray comes to the scorer's table waiting to check in. It's already the 5th foul of the half caused by Holy Family. Gray now comes in for Dylan Batee. Batee head to the bench, and it's actually not going to be free throws for Jamal Mashburn Jr., just going to be an inbounds pass. Quante Berry inbounds it for Jamal Mashburn. His fadeaway shot no good. Offensive rebound, though. Elijah Gray is there to do the dirty work and clean it up. 34-16 Temple advantage, still in that full court press. Holy Family able to break it this time. Shields gets it over for Holmes. Holmes driving in, and a whistle blows. It's a kick ball violation against the Owls. So Holy Family going to inbound it underneath their own basket towards the right side as Ryan Hage calls a play from the opposite side of the court where his bench is. Johnson, the inbound man, gets it over for Holmes. Ryan Holmes being guarded by Berry, driving in baseline on the far side. Tried to kick it out, but Zion Stanford was able to corral it on the floor. Stanford going coast to coast and laying it in with the left hand. Zion Stanford. He's now up to 7 points on the night. Here is Jet. Jet, and a foul called against Temple. It's on Elijah Gray. Foul was away from where the ball was. And we're going to see Temple already going into their bench at the 8:54 mark, up by 20 points. Mohamed Keita, the Tulsa transfer, now checking in for just the 3rd time as a Temple Owl. Elijah Gray sits down. Here is Omarion Jet, top of the key. Gets it for Vernon Johnson. Johnson with the right hand swings it over towards the right side, and there's a 3-ball that connects. Jason Shields, the junior out of Scranton, with his 2nd 3 of the night. Mashburn, he'll fire up a 3, and he connects. Jamal Mashburn Jr., his 2nd 3 of the night. He's now up to 7. Vernon Johnson gets it over for Corsi. Corsi gets it to Shields. Shields down low for Kettner. He supplied a lot of offensive dose tonight for Holy Family. That time he was unable to finish as he goes falling to the floor. Mohamed Keita just ran into him. Now both of them are on the floor. It's 4-on-4 basketball. Quante Berry doesn't care, and he just got called for a charge. And that will send us to a break. An offensive foul called on Quante Berry. Under 8 minutes left to play in the first half. Temple up against Holy Family by 20. Welcome back into the Liacouras Center on WHIP Radio. Hayden Mandel joining you tonight as a travel violation goes against Holy Family. They're starting to pile up the turnovers. Team that turns it over 14 times per game. Temple only gets their opponents to turn it over around 11 times. But they already have 8 turnovers forced here tonight. Aiden Tobiasen running the floor now with Jamal Mashburn. Gets it over for Mashburn. Gets it to the top of the key for Zion Stanford. Mateo Picarelli out there along with Mohamed Keita. So a lot of new faces on the floor for the Owls. As the ball goes out of bounds, it will stay with Temple. Stanford, Keita, Mashburn, Tobiasen, and Picarelli for the Owls. 3 guys who have not seen a lot of run for Temple thus far this season. There is a 3-ball from Tobiasen. No good. Gets his own offensive rebound. Tobiasen driving in, and he's 0 for 2 now on that one possession after missing it from the left-sided layup. And now Tobiasen on the other end of the floor gets called for a foul. That will send Jason Shields to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Shields already at 6 points, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. Shields is from Scranton, and he hits the first free throw. Went to Scranton High School. As Quante Berry will spell in for Aiden Tobiasen. Jason Shields shooting it at a 67% from the free throw line this season, and he knocks down both of them here. 18-point Temple lead, 7:20 and counting here in the first half from the Liacouras Center, where Temple is trying to remain undefeated. Mateo Picarelli on the far side swings it over for Zion Stanford. Stanford driving in, gets it back to Picarelli. Picarelli, he'll now take it himself, gets it down low for Mohamed Keita. He'll swing it for Berry. Quante Berry unable to get it. Fight for the offensive glass, and it's corralled by Najee Corse, quickly pushing it up the floor. His bank shot no good, but Keita there to pick it up, unable to finish. Third opportunity, he gets the ball stripped away. Jamal Mashburn, he'll slow things down just a bit, being guarded by C.J. Mundell. Gets it for Zion. Zion, and the ball poked away by Kettner, but he stays with it. Here's Mashburn, gets a screen to his left, goes to his right, gives it to Picarelli for 3. It was either tipped or airballed. Regardless, it's Holy Family coming away with it. Jet getting up the floor. Here's a 3-ball for Mundell, and his shot is good. C.J. Mundell connects from downtown, and Adam Fisher uses his first timeout of the half after Temple unable to score plus minutes. And Adam Fisher and Temple just trying to kind of get a feel for some of these other guys, right? They just had Mateo Picarelli out there, a guy that hasn't seen a lot of minutes as of lately, who was basically a full-time starter last year, even though he still even wasn't getting a lot of minutes even when he was starting. Mohamed Keita trying to see what their 7'1" center has in store for them, who transferred over from another American Athletic Conference school. And of course, Aiden Tobiasen, who Adam Fisher said following the loss to Villanova that Tobiasen earned his minutes in practice in just his intensity and the energy that he's brought to the game, and he certainly showed it here today. And expect Tobiasen to see a lot more minutes for Temple. It's Settle, Mashburn, Berry, Keita, and Zion Stanford. The 5 out on the floor for Temple. Holy Family now in a 2-3 zone is what it looks like. Jamal Mashburn Jr., he'll take the long range too, and it is nothing but money for Jamal Mashburn. Mashburn now up to 9 points on the night. Gets it over for Jason Shields. Shields, he'll take a 3-ball, and it's airballed. And the ball just bounces out of bounds. Temple's way as Dylan Batee will fly in for Mohamed Keita. So Keita takes a seat. And Quante Berry, Temple's main ball handler, until Lynn Greer, the third, comes back from his suspension, gets a screen to his right and uses it. Now driving in, swings it out for Zion. Zion Stanford gets it down low for Dylan Batee. Being guarded by Shields, backing him down. A double team came, the ball goes out of bounds. But the official said it was off of Shields. Temple will inbound it underneath their own basket to the left side with 9 seconds left on the shot clock. It's going to be Berry to inbound it. Zion's cutting, just trying to get it in now. And Berry gets it up over the top for Mashburn. Mashburn gives it over to Settle. One more for Zion in the corner. 4-3. No good, and the rebound is corralled by Carrington Wallace. Wallace takes the ball up the floor, gets it over for C.J. Mundell. Mundell will take a three and connects. 5th three of the night made by Holy Family, and teams continue to shoot at a high clip. Here's Jamal Mashburn Jr. mashing through the Holy Family defense and laying it in for two. Just went by about 3 or 4 Tigers on his way for the deuce. Here's another 3 ball and connects. O'Marion Jet from downtown. That's Jet's first shot attempt of the night. And Holy Family cuts the deficit down to 13. Shooting 60% from beyond the arc on 10 shot attempts. Here's Zion driving in, and he got fouled. It's O'Marion Jet picking up the foul, the junior out of Montclair, New Jersey. And Zion is going to head to the free throw line tonight for the first time. Stanford already at 7 points here against Holy Family. 4:23 left to play. Owls up 43-30 as Stanford connects on the first free throw, and the Philadelphia native as well. And O'Marion Jet now checks out. Number 11 gets doubled up. Ryan Holmes, number 22, comes back into the game. Stanford dribbles the ball at the free throw line, puts it up, and puts it in. 45-30 Temple advantage. Holmes bringing the ball up for Holy Family. And cutting it wide open, cut to the basket and finds a cutting Wallace, who throws it down with 2 hands. Carrington Wallace, his first bucket of the night, and he does it emphatically. Holy Family kind of staying in this game, and if you're Temple and Adam Fisher, you definitely don't want that to happen. Quante Berry a little bit out of control, but he's able to draw a foul as he jumped up into the air, got the foul called on Jason Shields. For Shields, that's just his first. And that will send us to another timeout. Temple up by 13 with Quante Berry heading to the free throw line when we come back here on WHIP Radio. Swings it over for Carrington Wallace. Swings it over for Carrington Wallace. Wallace behind this. Wallace behind the back dribble in for Temple. Wallace the back dribble in for Temple. Wallace will sit. 4 from beyond the arc, but he's unable to do so. Was number 4. Barry gives it over for Steve Settle. Back to Quante Barry. He's calling out a play. Swings it over for Stanford. Stanford on the baseline, gets it in the corner for Quante Barry. Baseline, gets it in the corner for Quante Barry. Barry driving in, is going to take a timeout after the Kettner bucket. He's now 5 of 11 from the field, and Holy Family, it seems like every game that the Owls are going against, their opponents are shooting it at a much better rate as of lately than what we're accustomed to seeing. This is a Holy Family team that is worst in Division II college basketball at 23% from beyond the arc. They're 7 of 12 tonight, which is a tick over 58%, and they're shooting it at just under 45% from the field. Temple, on the other hand, themselves, they're 5 of 14 from beyond the arc, just under 36%, and shooting it at just over 56% from the field. So after the Holy Family timeout, Temple inbounds on the far side of the court. Temple moving from right to left. Up by 10 points here in the first half. Jamal Mashburn Jr. Temple swinging it around a lot. Barry, he'll take a 3. Unable to connect. Rebound. Omarion Jett just tapped it but couldn't catch it. Here's Zion Stanford from the free throw line, and boy, does he love that spot. Second shot that he's hit from there tonight. And Stanford is now up to 11 points. He's now matched Jamal Mashburn for the leading scorer here in the first half. Here's Jason Shields. Shields at the top of the key, looking for a cutter. Instead, he gets Zion Stanford at the top of the key, who takes it away, and he puts the basket in. But the referees blew the whistle. Zion Stanford is now talking with the official that blew the play dead and made the call. They're not giving Zion the basket. Trying to get an explanation here. They're saying might have been an offensive foul on Zion. Regardless, he turned it over. And Holy Family takes over. 1:40 left to play here in the first half. Kettner, they tried to get the ball down low for him, but he just couldn't catch it. Great defense there by Dorodola, just playing protection against the ball. 12-point lead for Jamal Mashburn, taking it up the floor. Mashburn, top of the key, goes to his left, looking for a cutter. Instead, he got fouled after he picked the ball up. Foul is on C.J. Mundell. For Mundell, that's already his 3rd. So Mundell in deep foul trouble, who's been real good for Holy Family beyond the arc tonight at 3 of 4. Jamal Mashburn Jr. will now head to the free throw line, and he gets that one to roll in. Mashburn leads all scorers with 12 points here in the first half on 4 of 7 shooting. So Mundell takes a seat now in foul trouble with 3 as Mashburn couldn't get the second one to go. Zion Stanford nearly was able to take away the rebound. Kettner never saw him coming. Now they're pushing up the floor. Here's a wide open 3, and again the Tigers connect. Jason Shields again, his 3rd 3 of the night. 50-40 Temple lead. Quante Barry. Temple led as much as 20. Swings it for Stanford in the corner. He'll take the 3, and he answers. Zion Stanford walking by the Holy Family bench, signaling to them that he just made that 3. 53-30. Holy Family trying to get a good possession here. Trailing by 13. 30 seconds. Here's a deep 3. Shields again! Oh my! Jason Shields from way downtown He's now got 4 threes here in the first half. And Temple, with just about a split-second difference from the shot clock to game clock, will hold for one here. Jamal Mashburn milking the clock. The shot clock is actually now just turned off late here at Liacouras Center. Down to 10 seconds. Temple trying to go up by more than 10 points here in the first half. Mashburn dribbling it out, now driving in, and he draws a foul. And Ryan Hay is not happy with his team for fouling Mashburn with just 4 ticks left on the clock. And Holy Family in the double bonus. So that will give Mashburn 2 free throws. Mashburn already up to 12 points on the night, 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. And he makes the first one here. Mashburn, the 9th leading scorer in the nation, coming into tonight with 21.9 points per game. And he's already well on his way to precede that here in the first half as he makes both free throws, now up to 13 points, 4 seconds left. Inbound it for Kettner, who gets it for Holmes. Holmes takes the shot, and it's no good, off the mark. Excuse me, that was Holmes unable to connect with it. So Temple takes a 12-point advantage into the halftime locker room. And when Temple has led at half this season, they have yet to lose. So we'll see if they can write that same story. Up by 12 against the Division II Holy Family Tigers. Their 3rd consecutive matchup against a school out of the Philadelphia area. We will come back here for some second half action on WHIP live from the Liacouras Center. Welcome back inside of the Liacouras Center at halftime for the Temple Owls, up 55-43 against Holy Family. But it's definitely a lot closer of a game than Adam Fisher and his squad want it to be. They were up by 20 at one point in that first half, shooting the ball overall a lot better than Holy Family, 58% to the Tigers' 47%. But Holy Family, holy cow, are they shooting it really well from beyond the arc, and this is starting to become a consistent theme against Temple. Holy Family is the worst Division II three-point shooting team, and they are shooting it at 23% on the season. Tonight, completely different story here in the first half. 9 of 15 from beyond the arc as a team. Jason Shields has 4 out of 7 of those 4 out of 7 shots made from beyond the arc. A guy that came into the night shooting it at just 19% from downtown. The other guy that's made consistently tonight from downtown for the Tigers is C.J. Mundell, coming off the bench. The freshman just shooting it at 31% on the season. Is 3 of 4 from downtown tonight, 75%, which is why Holy Family is at that 60% rate from downtown, keeping them in this game. We look at some of the other stats. Temple's getting to the free throw line a lot more often than Holy Family in that first half. Holy Family got 6 free throws, made 4 of them. Temple made 11 out of 15. They also had 11 points off of turnovers, the Owls did, compared to the Tigers too. And when we look at Holy Family though, the reason that they're getting a lot of good looks too is because of their ball movement. They've made 15 total shots on the night. They have 13 assists, so only 2 buckets made that have not been assisted on by Holy Family, as the second half is underway here from the Liacouras Center. It's Mashburn out there along with Tobiason, who puts on a 3, and it's good. Aiden Tobiason, 11 seconds into the half, connects from downtown. Aiden Tobiason with his first 3-point bucket of the contest. Temple now up 15. It's Stanford, Settle, Doradola, Mashburn, Tobiason, the 5 on the floor for the Owls as Shields drives in. Can't get the layup to go, but coming in after for the offensive rebound and putting it in is Najee Corsi. And the whistle blows because Stanford fell to the floor, and then Corsi fell right on top of him. No foul was called after Zion, who was attacking the original layup taker, Jason Shields. Out on the floor for Holy Family is Shields, along with Jet, Corsi, Holmes, and Kettner. Starting 5 for the Tigers. There's another 3-ball. Aiden Tobiason, his second of the second half. It took him just 1 minute to do that. Actually, a little bit less. And just like that, he's up to 11 points. After just 5 points in the first half, already 6 here in the second. And there's a foul called as Holy Family tried to get it down low for Kettner. Tobiason only played in 3 games before this one. Not a lot of minutes in those games either. Had just 8 total points in his freshman campaign, and he's got 11 here tonight. And he just got a steal. Aiden Tobiason takes it away. It was a bad pass, might have even been deflected on the inbound. Gets it up for Zion Stanford. Stanford pushes the floor. He gets fouled, and he'll head to the free throw line. Temple sprinting out of the halftime locker room. So Zion will head to the charity stripe. Stanford was tied with Jamal Mashburn for the Owls in points in the first half with 14 on 5 of 6 shooting, 2 of 2 from the free throw line tonight. And his first one is up and good. Stanford take the second one. Temple 11 of 15. And make it now 12 of 16 from the free throw line tonight. Excuse me, scratch, that's actually 13 of 17 now with those 2 Stanford free throws. 18 advantage lead for Temple. Corsi Driving in, spinning around at the free throw line. Shot no good. Kettner offensive rebound, and he puts it in with the left hand. Tyree Kettner. He's now up to 12 points. All from inside the paint. There's a straightaway three for number 2. Steve Settle the third. With his first three-point make of the night. It's actually his first shot attempt of the night, too, for the graduate student. Driving into Shields. Shields, good denial by Steve Settle, who already recorded his 100th career block earlier in the contest. He's now up to 102 in his career. Tobias in a three. In the corner, no good. Settle gets the offensive rebound, but he is going to get called for being out of bounds, and Holy Family will take over as Babatunde Dorodola heads to the bench. Elijah Gray checks back in. 19-point Temple lead, so whatever Adam Fisher said to his squad in the locker room was certainly working, at least for the time being. Shields, he'll take a quick three, launches it up, no good. Kettner, another offensive rebound, and another second chance points for Tyree Kettner. And he's now readjusting his shoe, looking over at the bench. Temple has 5-on-4. What do? Mashburn driving in. He draws a foul as Tyree Kettner, now just crossing half court, throws his arms up. Not saying anything to the officials, so whatever it was clean. We're getting a look at it now. He just fell to the floor, and his right shoe actually, just came off, and he had to readjust it. Didn't even tie it. But by the time he got back up, Jamal Mashburn Jr. had already been fouled. Mashburn makes the first free throw, now up to 15 points. And 5 of 7 shooting from the charity stripe. Mashburn's second free throw is up and good. Here is Ryan Holmes, senior guard, bringing the ball up for Holy Family. Swing it over for Najee Corsi. Corsi gets it down low for Jet. Jet being guarded by Tobiasen. Picks up his dribble, a bad pass, but Jason Shields was able to keep it in bounds. Top of the key, Kettner swings it over for Shields. That's Holmes. Holmes driving in with 2 seconds on the shot clock. One, they have to put it up, and the left hook shot is good by Najee Corsi. Najee Corsi now up to 9 points for Holy Family. Jamal Mashburn driving in, swing it for Settle. One more for Zion Stanford on the near side, driving in, fading away inside of the paint and getting the bucket to go. Zion Stanford now up to 18 points on the night. Zion's career high came against Drexel this season. He had 23 against the Dragons, so certainly likes playing against these Philadelphia schools where he is from. But he did just pick up another foul. That's going to be he picks up his first foul. So Zion will head to the bench as Adam Fisher coaching him on the defensive side of the ball before he gets back to his chair. Quante Berry will check in for Temple after this free throw. That is no good. Off of the hands of Najee Corsi. Corsi, 59% free throw shooter coming into the night. And Corsi now trying to just go 1 of 2 from the stripe here. Corsi tonight 2 of 3, and he missed a pair. So Corsi misses them both. Temple has an opportunity to take its largest lead of the night. Up by 19, just over 16 minutes left to play here in this second half. Jamal Mashburn. Mashburn gets it for Barry. Swing it over to the far side. Tobiasen gives it back to Barry on the far side wing. Mashburn in the middle of the floor. Driving in, gets a foul called with 5 seconds on the shot clock. That will send us to another break. After Jamal Mashburn Jr. gets fouled driving in, Temple up by 19, outscoring the Tigers by 7 here in the second half. Early action here on WHIP. Quante Berry inbounds it for Jamal Mashburn Jr. out there on the floor with Aiden Tobias and Elijah Gray and Steve Settle the third. Gets it down low for Elijah Gray, swing it over for Berry. Berry to Settle. Settle tried to get it to Tobias, but his pass was behind him, taken away by the Tigers. See if the Tigers can stay in this one. Vernon Johnson gets it over to the wing, now gets it for Jason Shields. Shields down low for Carrington Wallace. Wallace driving in, and he had the ball swatted away, and the Owls take it. Quante Berry now up the floor. Berry gives it to Jamal Mashburn. Gives it over to Elijah Gray. Gray to Berry. Quante Berry dribbling, now picks up his dribble, gives it to Tobias in. The freshman seeing a lot of minutes here tonight and over the last couple games as Jamal Mashburn Jr. gets fouled as he falls to the floor. Foul is on Ryan Holmes. That's his third foul as Tyree Kettner, the Philadelphia native and senior from Holy Family, checks back in. Kettner went to Archbishop Carroll, so in the Philadelphia area. Jamal Mashburn Jr. driving, pull up right at the American Athletic Conference logo. Gets it to fall, and Temple has its largest lead of the night. It's up to 21. Johnson. They get it down low for Kettner. Kettner draws the foul and one. Elijah Gray gets targeted for his third foul. Kettner will head to the free throw line for the second time tonight. Kettner has just been a force down low. 16 points, all of them in the paint for Tyree Kettner, and now he'll try and make his first free throw. 0 for 2 in the first half. This is his first attempt of the second one. He'll only have one. Dylan Batiste checks back in for the Owls. Kettner's free throw is up, and it rattles home. 18-point Owl lead with Berry running the floor. Quante Berry calls out a play for the Owls. Batiste back to Berry. Berry driving in with his left hand, puts it up with the right, but gets denied. And the rebound is corralled by the Tigers. Pushing the floor now is C.J. Mundell. Mundell had a huge second half, and he gets that shot to go. The floater banks in, count the basket, and the foul for C.J. Mundell. The foul is on Jamal Mashburn. It's his first foul. Dylan Batiste, Quante Berry is going to check out as Zion Stanford runs onto the floor again. Mundell, the freshman for the Tigers, now at the free throw line. Mundell's free throw is up, and it is pure for C.J. Mundell. 15-point lead now for the Owls. Mashburn and Settle go back and forth as the Owls cross half court, and the Tigers applying some pressure. Mashburn swings it over for Settle. Settle gets it to Zion Stanford. Stanford went into a triple team, but he fortunately was able to get a foul call. And the foul is on C.J. Mundell. So it's a non-shooting foul that Stanford was able to draw. Steve Settle will inbound it underneath his own basket to the right side. Temple moving from left to right in this second half as Omarion Jett checks in for Mundell. So Mundell picked up his fourth foul, so we'll see how Ryan Hage coaches this one up. And Jamal Mashburn Jr. got denied, but I believe they're going to call a goaltend on Tyree Kettner, and they indeed are. So count the basket for Mundell. Kettner can't believe it. He put both of his hands on his head and opened his mouth as he looked towards the official in awe. Kettner now gets the ball down low, working on Batiste. Kettner driving in, and a whistle blows, and we're going to get a foul called on Dylan Batiste. So that's the first foul called against Batiste. And now the official is currently wiping the ball off with a towel on the Tigers' side of the basket. It's Hooter right behind Jason Shields, trying to taunt him as much as he could. Shields gets the inbound pass in for Wallace. Wallace against Settle, working him, fading away, gets the ball to bounce off the front of the rim, and the rebound jumps over to Settle. Settle settles in. Now he's driving straight to the basket, finds a cutting Tobias in, and he hits the deck hard, drawing a foul, trying to slam it down with two hands. Instead, he slammed onto the floor. Tobiasen now grimacing as he gets back up, grabbing at his left side, right at around his hip area. The training staff, Jamal Mashburn Jr., Michael Huger, all surrounding Aiden Tobiasen, and now I believe the officials are going to look at this one to see if this meets the criteria for a flagrant 1 or a flagrant 2 foul. So that will be up for the officials to determine. Tobiasen has been a factor for Temple in this one, and Adam Fisher said that he earned the minutes, and he's certainly showing it here tonight. Tobiasen has 11 points, which is more than he had the entire 3 games that he played combined. Had 5 against Monmouth in his first career collegiate game, and 3 in Temple's last game Saturday afternoon from Wells Fargo Center at Villanova. So this is the Liacouras Center debut for Tobiasen, where he has 11 points on 4 of 9 shooting from the field, including making 2 shots from beyond the arc. He's also got 4 steals. Tobiasen trying to be the first Owl this season, and probably in a long time too, try and get those stats to you, with an Owl having 5 or more steals in back-to-back games. Tobiasen playing 18 minutes tonight, which is more than he played the entire season, and it was just a common foul that was called on Kettner for his second foul. Tobiasen makes both free throws to re-give Temple a 19-point lead. Vernon Johnson taking the ball up for the Tigers. Gets it over for Omarion Jet. Jet being guarded by Zion. Stanford gets it down low for Kettner. Kettner driving in, getting the bucket to go. Count it, and the foul. Tyree Kettner's second and 1 opportunity in the second half for the senior. And Mohamed Keita is going to check back in after Dylan Battie just picked up his second foul, both of them against Kettner, who's been giving Battie some problems here in this second half. Kettner leads all Tiger scorers with 19 points, 18 of them from inside the paint, the other one from the free throw, and he just missed another free throw, now 1 of 4 from the charity stripe. And Aiden Tobiasen is currently playing with 1 shoe on. I repeat, Aiden Tobiasen is playing with 1 shoe on. He lost his shoe on one side of the floor. Now he's playing with it on the other side of the floor. Jamal Mashburn Jr. driving in. It looked like he wanted to give it to Tobiasen. Instead, they get it to Settle for 3, no good. And I currently just lost track of Tobiasen's shoe as Carrington Wallace comes in to throw it down. Temple still playing with Tobiasen 1 shoot. Stanford with Tobiasen calling for the ball. He currently has it, wearing 1 shoe. Gives it back to Stanford. Zion Stanford driving in, fadeaway shot is good for Zion. Zion Stanford now up to 20 points on the night. And that shot is banked in by Omarion Jet for the deuce. And now finally, Michael Huger and Adam Fisher call a timeout as Michael Huger gives the shoe to Adam Fisher, who alley-oops it to Aiden Tobiasen. I don't think I have ever seen anything like that. That was a good, minute to a minute and a half of Aiden Tobiasen just playing with 1 shoe on, having the ball in his hand as well. That is something that you just do not see every day. But we're going to take a quick timeout here on WHIP Radio. It's the Owls up by 15, 12 and change left to play. Welcome back into WHIP Radio. Aiden Tobiasen on the floor with 2 shoes on. Don't worry, Temple fans. He's got both of them on. I'm sure he knotted them up. They're all loose and ready to go as he's out on the floor with Settle, Mashburn, Stanford, and Cada rounding out the 5 on the floor for the Owls. Jamal Mashburn Jr. at the top of the key. Gets a screen from Settle to his left, now picks up his dribble, gives it to Tobiasen. Tobiasen gets it over for Settle. Steve Settle swings it over for Mashburn. 5 on the shot clock. Mashburn draws a double team. Settle with 2 seconds, has to heave it up from way downtown. No good. Fight for the rebound. Stanford couldn't get it, and it's Carrington Wallace who ends up with it. Wallace gives it over for Shields. Jason Shields gets it down low for Kettner, who draws a foul. Temple has had no answer for Tyree Kettner. For Mohamed Keita, that is his first foul of the evening, and we'll take a break with 11 and a half left to go here from the Liacouras Center on WHIP. It's Temple up by 13. Tyree Kettner back at the free throw line for Holy Family, where he struggled tonight. Well, that's really the only part of his game that he has struggled on tonight, because he's just been a force within the paint. Gets that first one to go in the first half of a 1-1, as Holy Family is in the bonus. So Kettner now up to 20 points on the night, trying to keep on clawing into this Temple lead. Just like that, Holy Family back in it. They've made 7 of their last 9 shots, as Kettner rattles in the second free throw. Lead back down to 11. We haven't seen them been able to get it back to single digits as the officials blow the whistle. See what the call is. Not sure what it is. They just reset the shot clock back to 30, and they're going to have Steve Settle re-inbound the ball. I think Adam Fisher's asking if he can run baseline now, which he cannot because it's after a free throw, so Settle does have to stay put. He knows that. He gets it in for Mashburn. Mashburn gives it back to Settle, with Holy Family applying full court pressure. Mashburn and Settle back and forth. Settle is the one that takes it over half court, but now he's in a trap zone. Gets it back though for Mashburn. Mashburn to Tobias, and good ball movement here by the Owls. 10 seconds now though on the shot clock. Settle driving in and throws it down over Jason Shields. Steve Settle the third going in for a loud 2. Carrington Wallace on the other end with the answer, banking it home underneath his own basket. Carrington Wallace. He's got 6 points now. Mashburn dribbling through his legs, now going to his right side, kicking it out for Tobiasen. Tobiasen to Stanford. Zion Stanford for 3. No good. Rebounded by the Tigers. Tigers pushing it up the floor, and the scoop layup, no good. Omarion Jet, but the ball goes out of bounds off of Steve Settle, who was unable to catch it cleanly. Quante Berry will come in for Steve Settle. Berry and Stanford just going to switch positions here on this inbounds pass defensively. It's going to be Johnson to inbound it inside for Kettner, but it's taken away. Elijah Gray and Zion Stanford were there to deny it. Berry gets it for Mashburn. Jamal Mashburn, pull up, mid-range jumper, you betcha. Jamal Mashburn Jr. goes to his bread and butter. He's up to 20 points. Temple's now got 2 20-point scorers tonight with him and Stanford. Here's the Tigers' 20-point scorer. It's Kettner driving in, fading away on the hook shot, unable to convert off the back of the iron. Stanford gets it over for Mashburn. Mashburn kicks it out for Elijah Gray, who lines up a 3, but it's no good. Red mark on that one from Gray. Jet being guarded by Berry, driving in, going to his left, fading away, put the hook shot up, denied by Berry. He's now running the floor with Stanford. Stanford gives it back to Berry. He draws the foul, and he'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. Great defensive play there by Quante Berry to deny the shot and then just keep the floor rolling with Zion. So Quante Berry, he's up to 10 points. He had 6 early on in his first minute of play. All were right-handed layups, as Berry unable to hit the first free throw. Berry did not play in Temple's last matchup against Villanova after missing the game with a right hand injury. He started in the Owls' first 7 games. Tonight he came off the bench, and in place came Aiden Tobiasen to make his first career start and seeing his first career minutes at his new nest here at the Liacouras Center. Berry's second free throw is up and well, so Berry ups Temple's lead to 14. It was as high as 21. Mundell swings it over for Shields. Jason Shields gets it over for Ryan Holmes. Holmes driving in on Jamal Mashburn Jr. Hands it off, a good pass from Mundell, feeds it inside for Kettner, and he just does his thing. Tyree Kettner leads all scorers now. He's got 23. Quante Berry gives it for Elijah Gray. Gray driving in, being defended by Kettner. Backs him down, goes up with it, draws a foul on Kettner. And that will send him to the free throw line. And Kettner's now got to be a little bit careful. He's now got 3 fouls with 8:45 left to play in the Liacouras Centers. Temple looking to remain undefeated at home. They're 2-0 this season, playing here for the first time in exactly 4 weeks. Gray trying to extend Temple's 12-point lead. And he hits the first free throw as C.J. Mundell comes over to have a talk with his head coach, Ryan Hage. Well, he'll still stay on the floor. Elijah Gray. He's got 9 points tonight, trying to be the 5th owl to crack double digits. He does. So all 5 owls on the floor are in double figures. Now it's the question is, can it come down to defense? Can they get it done? Holy Family has just shot 1 3-point ball here in this second half after they went 9 of 15 in the second half. So very surprising they decided to switch it up, or maybe it's just Temple's defense that does. There's a 3, and that's no good. Off the hands of Jason Shields. The junior unable to connect. Temple runs away with it. Quante Berry driving in on the far side, thought about shooting it. Instead, he swung it all the way to Tobias, who gets it to Stanford. Stanford driving in. He couldn't finish the layup. Fight for the ball. Bodies diving to the deck, and it rolls out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Owls. Zion Stanford did a good job of just trying to keep that ball alive after he missed a layup, as Carrington Wallace, along with Vernon Johnson, will come in. Mundell will head to the bench along with Holmes. Temple up by 14 here, just over 8 minutes left to play. As Tyree Kettner also will check out with his 3 fouls. Jamal Mashburn on the near side wing, gets it over for Zion Stanford. Straight away 3, you bet. Zion Stanford has matched a career high. He's now at 23, and he brings the Temple lead back up to 17 with under 8 minutes left to play. Johnson gets it over for Corsi. Corsi for Holmes. Ryan Holmes passes it down low for Wallace. He'll take the mid-range jumper, and it is good. Carrington Wallace, nothing but net on that one. Jamal Mashburn Jr. now driving in. Now backing down Holmes. Mashburn Jr. took the post shot, gets it down low for Elijah Gray, who was able to finish it. Jamal Mashburn Jr. with a good assist. He's now got 5 of those tonight. Here's Holmes driving in. He got it stripped. That was Shields, and a foul is called. And that will send us to another break here. 7 minutes left to play. It's the Owls up by 17. Welcome back into the Liacouras Center. 7 minutes left to play here in this one. Temple up by 17 points. But Jason Shields has an opportunity to cut into this one as he'll head to the free throw line. It's Shields out there along with Ryan Holmes, Najee Corset, Vernon Johnson, and Carrington Wallace. Those are the 5 out on the floor for Holy Family as the free throw is up and good. Temple will start out here with Jamal Mashburn Jr., Elijah Gray, Zion Stanford, Steve Settle III, and Aiden Tobiasen. And if you are wondering, he still has 2 shoes on. Mashburn and Settle playing catch back and forth before they cross half court, as they just do now. Mashburn at the top of the key, trying to read this zone by Holy Family. Gets it in for Zion at the free throw line. Good pass down low for Zion. He went up like he was shooting it. Instead, he quickly swung it over underneath the basket for Elijah Gray, who just dumped it right in. Great recognition by Zion to notice he had a man wide open down there. But it's an answer on the other side. Carrington Wallace able to connect a mid-range jumper as Holy Family still has this lead at 15. Owls have been unable to put them away just yet tonight. Zion driving and attacking, getting denied. Carrington Wallace, a big man rejection. And on the other end, the layup goes in with the left hand by Najee Corset. Timeout, Adam Fisher. A big swing there. If Zion would have made that shot, that was denied by Carrington Wallace, it would have been a 17-point lead. Instead, the miss after the rejection and the layup on the other end makes it just a 13-point game. And it was actually Holy Family that ended up calling that timeout, not Adam Fisher, after they got the bucket. We didn't see if maybe after Corset made the layup, he wasn't on his feet, and Ryan Hayes didn't want to get into a battle of quick and back and forth transition offenses where he probably would have been down 5-on-4. Wasn't able to follow through with that. But regardless, it's a 13-point lead. Still same 5 out there on the floor except for Holy Family. Kettner heads to the bench. It's Wallace, Holmes, Corset, Shields, and Johnson out there for Holy Family. Same 5 out there on the floor, but now Kettner is starting to head over towards the bench. So kind of offense-defense is the way Ryan Hayes is playing this one with under 6 minutes left to play. 13-point Temple lead. Mashburn straight away 3, straight away from downtown. He gets it to go. Jamal Mashburn Jr., he's up to 23 points. Here's another 3. This time, Holy Family is able to answer. Najee Corset, the first 3 of the second half for the Tigers, comes at the 5:25 mark, and it gets the lead to within 13. Steve Settle hands it off for Zion. Feeds Gray down low. Gray attacking the rim. Couldn't get it to go. Clapping his hand in frustration, but he did draw a foul. So he'll go to the line. Number 22 will try and go 2 for 2 from the line. Try and put Temple up by 15 with 5:12 left to play here in the game. Temple and Holy Family both have been answering shots back and forth within the last minute or so. As Gray hits the first free throw, Kettner will sub in along with Omarion Jett as Johnson and Holmes head to the bench. Elijah Gray at the free throw line misses the second one. And it's Kettner who gobbles up the rebound. Gets it over for Shields. Shields to the near side corner. Swings it over for Kettner. Kettner on the near side wing. Handoff for Jett. Jett driving in. Tried to feed Kettner down low, except Elijah Gray's hands were right there. Gray slows things down. He's now got a mismatch. Shields is on him. Passes it inside. Zion Stanford has a new career high. The new Owl flying in with a slam dunk. He's now up to 25. Pass down low for Kettner. Kettner's pass inside for Shields was poked away from behind by Tobiasen. Quante Berry trying to get into the game, and he'll come in to spell for Zion Stanford, who gets a high five and also a coaching lesson from Adam Fisher after posting a new career high with 25 points. As whistle blows, C.J. Mundell was out of bounds in the corner for the Tigers, and Temple takes over 16 points with just 16 minutes gone by in the second half. Berry dribbles it over, gets it for Settle. Settle swings it back to Berry. Berry on the left side, driving in, kick out, back for Settle. Steve Settle gives it for Tobiasen. Tobiasen back to Settle. Pump fake, going in and throwing it down with one hand. Steve Settle the third. Oh my. Just attacking the rim ferociously to build the lead back up to 18. Mundell gets it in for Kettner. Kettner drives in, can't get it to go. Settle gets the rebound, and Holy Family was looking for a foul call there on Kettner. They didn't get it, as Mashburn has his pocket picked, but the ball comes right to Tobiasen. He drills the three. Temple has the lead back up to 21. They've matched the highest it's been all night, just like that, within the blink of an eye. They try and take down these eyes of the Tigers from Holy Family. Three ball, no good from Mundell. And things starting to wrap up here. 3 minutes left to play. Temple up by 21. Gray for Mashburn. Mashburn driving in, picks up his dribble, feeds Gray down low. Backing down Kettner, going up with his right and banking it in. Looking for a foul call to Elijah Gray, and Temple is pulling away. 23-point lead. It's the largest it's been all night with 2.5. That ball, it was out of bounds. It was tipped by Settle. So that will send us to a break. Temple has its largest lead of the night against Holy Family with 2:35 left to play, up by 23. Welcome back into the Liacouras Center. Temple feeling good now about themselves after going on a 10-0 run over the last 2.5+ minutes. Josiah King checks into the game as Ryan Hayes clears his bench, and King takes the shot off the mark and rebounded by the Owls, and Quante Berry will slow things down. Elijah Gray, Temple, looks to be headed back into the win column following 2 straight losses to Philadelphia schools. Steve Settle puts up a tray, knocks down a tray. 3 points for Settle, the third. And here come some of the walk-ons for the Owls after the lead back up to 26. Getting a standing ovation as Christian Tomasco checks in, the redshirt junior, along with Connor Gal. There's a 3 put up by Elijah Jakeman, no good. Rebounded by Temple. Barry, is he trying to get Gal? He is. Gal has the ball in his hands, puts it up for 3, no good. Aiden Tobiasen gets the offensive rebound, and he'll draw the foul from one walk-on miss into a freshman putting it in and getting fouled. So we'll go to the line for 2. Temple on a 16-3 run over the last 4 minutes and 5 seconds to put this one to bed. Tobiasen head to the free throw line after seeing his first real action, although be it against the Division II school and Holy Family. As we'll have Holden Pierre-Louis come in. The freshman will make his second career appearance in the cherry and white. Quante Berry's night is all but done, pouring in 11 points to go along with 2 assists. Also had 3 blocks and 3 steals for Quante Berry. Quante Berry had 3 blocks all of last season. He's now got 9 this season. There is a foul called on Connor Gall. First foul on him. We just checked into the game. That will send Evan Pasick, the freshman out of Queens, New York, playing in his second game this season for Holy Family. A bunch of guys who typically don't see a lot of action. Now into this one. Makes the free throw for his first points of the season. Pasick, wonder if he's a Mets fan. He's got to be feeling good, but not after that missed free throw. Corralled by Holden Pierre-Louis. Gives it for Tobiasen. All cosmetic at this point. Temple will get back into the win column following a 2-game losing streak. Tobiasen gets it in for Tomasco. Shot no good. Holden Pierre-Louis with his first bucket as a Temple Owl. Here's King, hands it off for Mundell. Still in the game for Holy Family. Under a minute left to play here from the Liacouras Center. Pass goes out of bounds off of Pasick. And Temple will take over. 55 seconds left to play. Tobiasen. Temple going to want one more play here as Adam Fisher calls something out to his young freshman. Gets the screen to his left, from Pierre-Louis. Sets up a Gall 3 and missed it badly. Rebound is caught and goes out of bounds off of the Owls. And Holy Family will take over. 37 seconds here in this one. So it's King bringing it up the floor. See if Holy Family runs one more play, and the clock never started, so someone's sleeping down there. The official walks over towards the scorer's monitor, make sure everything's all right. So Holy Family will inbound it right in front of their own bench. Inbounds for Josiah King. King hands it over for Maniel. Maniel fading away, putting the shot up, no good, but T couldn't get the rebound, but it's Christian Tomasco tracking it down, his first career rebound. Tobiasen pushes it up the floor, and that is going to just about end things from the Liacouras Center. Temple finally takes down a Philadelphia school, albeit Division II, and that will do it. Temple takes down Holy Family, ending the game on a 17-1 run to take down the Tigers, 110-81, the most points put up by Temple this season. And it was all thanks to a new career high by the Philadelphia sophomore, Zion Stanford, who poured in 25 points for the Owls as they get back in the win column to remain undefeated at home this season at 3-0. Jamal Mashburn Jr. was the other go-to guy for Temple. He had 23 points on 7 of 11 shooting, the 9th leading scorer in the nation, just doing his thing on a daily basis. On the other side for Holy Family, it was Tyreek Kettner, the Philadelphia senior, who just was having his way down low against that Temple defense. 23 points, 20 of them from within inside the paint. The other 3 weren't from a three-point attempt. They were from 3 free throws that he made. And the three-point shooting was the story in the first half for Holy Family. He started 9 of 15 in that first half. A team that came into the night shooting it at 23% from beyond the arc, the worst in all of Division II. After starting from 60% on 9 of 15, they end up finishing 1 of 5 in that second half. Shooting it still from 50% from beyond the arc, so definitely something that Adam Fisher and his squad are going to want to clean up defensively. Regardless, Temple moves to 5-4 on the season. They will head to Hofstra on December 15th. Their next home game will be against Davidson and the Wildcats here on December 18th. That is next Wednesday, when Nick Parr and Tyler Blankenship will have the call for you. But for tonight, Temple beats Holy Family 110-81. Your final from the Liacouras Center. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. I'm Hayden Bandel, and have a great night.